Time to put the spotlight first up then on the government-backed Open Network for Digital Commerce, or ONDC as it's popularly known. We want to understand a little bit more about the overall onboarding process, what has been the festive season volume demand, as well as how it is evolving as a platform. We've got Shireesh Joshi, the Chief Business Officer at ONDC, now joining us. Thanks so much for taking time out. Mr. Joshi, let's understand how the overall reception has been, the overall onboarding process so far for the ONDC network. Can you share some of the progress and what are your future timelines as well?
The progress has been good and the reception has been very, very good. We have now widespread acceptance across sectors, industries, geographies. I remember a year back, there was a lot of explaining to do. There was skepticism. Now people are reaching out to us and saying, tell us how we can be part of this network and what are the possibilities for us. So I think the tide has very clearly changed into I don't know it to I've heard of it, but I'm not sure if it's for me to I clearly think it is for me, but I don't know exactly how and help me. So that's where we are. We are at that level of acceptance where we are certain it's a good thing. We are certain that we'll find it useful. We're just not sure, what the best way forward is. And so they're looking for guidance. That's really where the universe is at. Our progress has been very positive. We opened up to consumers late September last year, and the initial 2-3 months were relatively slow. But now we are clocking, and in fact, we have peaked at more than 2 lakh orders a day across all the products and services that we offer. So it's been a very healthy progress in terms of products, geographies, and the number of orders.
So, you've got that mission for inclusivity as well. You've empowered close to 1 million marginalized artisans, weavers, etc. What is the next plan when it comes to growth and inclusivity for ONDC?
This just continues. India is too big a country. One of the reasons, in fact, one of the main reasons why ONDC was started is that e-commerce penetration was a mere 2% when the need was felt, but even today it is estimated around 6-7%, and that's on the commerce or the activity side. If you look at from how many sellers are digitized, it's a barely 2% or less. So there's a lot of work to be done. I don't think the job will be done for a few years. And every sector, every category of seller, every category of buyer, every use case, every flow that has to be enabled comes with its own challenges and work to be done. So this will be a long journey. It's not as simple as payments, where you simply enter a mobile number or scan a QR code, enter an amount, and you're done. There wasn't much nuance in that. Whereas here, there's a lot of detail, a lot of nuance, a lot of physical aspect to it, which is packaging it correctly, fulfilling it, delivery, etc. So all of that comes into play. So this is going to be a journey for a while, but it's a positive journey. And it's headed in the right direction. The trajectory is positive.
Now, NCCF as well is providing relief amidst the soaring prices of onions or chana, dal, potatoes, etc. How can this collaboration really work and help ensure fair prices? What is the use case and what kind of growth potential are you seeing?
So this is where we are lending a helping hand. And NCCF has access to food supplies, and based on market conditions, they are releasing significant quantities at appropriate prices to provide that relief. However, from an operational standpoint, we're not able to make it available across the length and breadth of the country, because these are everyday items and these are also heavy items. So if you ship them a long distance, there will be a delivery cost that may offset the the price difference that we're doing. So currently, we're limited by where the warehouses of NCCF are and where we can pick up the product, so that we can deliver it still in an affordable cost. Otherwise, it will become very difficult to maintain the price advantage we're doing versus the open market, even when the prices in the market are soaring.
Shireesh, have there been any challenges for ONDC that you're facing? How are you addressing some of the issues at present?
Sure. The main challenge is on digitizing the undigitized sellers. And that's not just about converting their product into a digital catalog. It's actually behavioral as well. And so first is to make sure that their products and services are digitized catalog. They are trained on how to operate, and that they are able to then, with that training and with that being live, actually able to start having transactions and then grow those transactions. So that journey for such a large pool of sellers across the country, small and micro enterprises, farmers, artisans, handicraft men, there are a lot of categories of makers and sellers. for whom this will be a journey. So that's the biggest challenge. The easily digitizable big brands are joining one by one, and they will probably find it fairly easy to come quickly. Big aggregators, as they join, since they already have digital capability, will find it relatively easy. But it's the undigitized that is taking effort in terms of first reaching them, explaining it, and then helping them become part of this journey.
So, over the next 5 years, what's the game plan for ONDC? How do you see it as a platform evolving?
5 years ahead is really hard to predict, other than the fact that by then we expect to have a large part of the country across sectors on the network. And by that time, we may probably be bigger than comparable category platforms today. We also have begun our journey on cross-border. So in 5 years' time, we would expect that also to be fairly substantial. A lot of Indian manufacturers depend on exports. And so limiting this capability to the domestic market would have then limited the opportunity for those who are into export. So we expect that that would be a significant play by that time.
Are there any new use cases for ONDC? Can we expect some new tech integration like AI, etc.? What kind of potential can we see?
Oh, potential is not determined by ONDC. Potential is determined by the technologies. AI is now everywhere. Everyone is looking at how that can play an important role. And indeed, in some of the challenges that I mentioned, we expect AI will play a role in making it very easy for somebody who's non-digitized to be able to easily onboard themselves. Right? AI could, for example, become a helping hand. So you could have a trained AI kind of entity which acts pretty much like a human helper will to enable a seller to onboard themselves. Now, if it is digital, which is what AI will enable, then we can do it at scale. When it requires an actual human, then you have to find, recruit them, train them, and send them out into the field. And these are distances to cover, languages to cover. And so we do expect technology will help bridge that barrier. All forms of technology that are coming, whether it is AI, whether it is blockchain, all of them will play a role.
All right, thanks so much then, Shireesh, for taking time out and joining us on ET Now.